Yeah, what up? You know what I'm saying? It's rated R. The foundation of Black America. You understand me? The American Maroon. You know what I'm talking about? Now let's get to it. Now on the Summer Jam screen right here, you know what I'm saying? I got a throwback white supremacist and I got a present day white supremacist. And let me bust down how these two kind of interact with each other in such a way. You know what I'm saying? Now on your left right here is Thomas P. Bailey. You know what I'm saying? Born on August 18th, 1867 in the United States in Georgetown, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And during his lifetime, he was a professor of various subjects, you know, education, psychology, things of that nature. You know what I'm talking about? Now, what's interesting about this guy, you know what I'm saying? He has a book. He wrote a book in 1914 called Race Orthodox in the South, right? And in the book, he had like this 15-point creed of white supremacy. You know what I'm talking about? Now, when you look at, okay, just here recently, you know what I mean? It is Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. Recently, we just had like a mass shooting in Maine. You familiar with mass shootings. You know what I'm saying? Most people are familiar with mass shootings. And they always try to make it seem like it's some kind of lone white assailant, right? Now, a lot of knowledgeable people, a lot of knowledgeable black people understand one thing. When they have those mass shootings and they catch the guy or whatever, or they speak about the guy on the mainstream media, on the news and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? They always say, well, he's a good guy. He had medication. He was in the military and he flipped out because he didn't have his medication. You see the point I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Check this out. This 2023. In 1914, this guy, Thomas P. Bailey, in his book titled Race Orthodox in the South, one of his 15-point creed of white supremacy was this: in matters of civil rights and legal adjustments, give the white man, as opposed to the colored man, which means black man, the benefit of the doubt, and under no circumstances interfere with the prestige of the white race. Let me say that again. In matters of civil rights and legal adjustments, give the white man, as opposed to the colored, the black man, the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to stop there. Now, a guy in Maine goes and shoots 20-something people, and instead of calling him a mass murderer, they're going to say he was mentally ill and but he really a good guy. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. A book written in 1914 by Thomas P. Bailey. That's exactly what this is. He wrote it. They wrote it a long time ago. That's why I say, man, a lot of black guys, man, especially these podcast guys and stuff like that. See, they hire from books like this. They hire from knowledge like this. They need checks and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I whatever. I got to call you a coward, but I mean, I understand. You don't want to run away your white artists. You want to talk about how black relationships is and how black people and black women act and all that old bullshit. Completely ignoring things like this right here. Now, let me continue. Again, the shooter in Maine. This is what Thomas P. Bailey wrote to all white supremacists across the nation. In matters of civil rights and legal adjustments, give the white man, as opposed to the colored, the benefit of the doubt, and under no circumstances interfere with the prestige of the white race. That's exactly what be happening when a white guy goes and shoots up 20 or 30 innocent people. And all they say about him is, well, he's a good guy and he just missed his medication, or he was in the military and he's suffering from PTSD and all that crazy shit. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what that is right there. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly. He wrote that in 1914. Again, you can Google it. The book, Race Orthodox in the South. Another one of the 15-point creeds of white supremacy is The Negro is inferior and will remain so. I mean, shit, I ain't even got to explain that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that needs no explanation right there. You know, I mean, shit, you got college fraternity niggas, they feel like they think they middle class because they allowed to somewhat live like how white supremacists live. But the price they have to pay is really basically turning their back on their people. You know, the Boulets, the Greeks, and all of these, you know, all of these college fraternities and shit like that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to somehow feel like they better than the normal nigga. You see what I'm saying? In order to even be a part of that shit. And they have to be broke down and hazed and broken up so they can follow orders without no compassion for their people, you know, things of that nature and shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to say that one more time. The Negro is inferior and will remain so. That's written in 1914 by Thomas P. Bailey. The book Race Orthodox in the South. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that right there goes with no explanation right there. Hell, we already know any black man, any honorable black man out here, you got to hear 24/7. You ain't shit. Straight up, niggas ain't shit. That's what them dating sites be for. You know what I'm saying? You got to hear you ain't shit every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So that go without saying. Another one of the 15-point creeds of white supremacy, written by Thomas P. Bailey, is the status of peasantry is all the Negro may hope for. Shit, that right there goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. And the point of this is, like, this shit was already written, dog. You know, any black man that hear this and you going through hell, man, and you feel like ending it all and all that shit, don't do it. Don't do it, dog. This shit was already written out for you. You can't turn to no women. They not really going to understand your plight like that. You got to strengthen yourself within. And one of the ways of doing that is read what the white supremacists read. So you can understand that you're not just some loser. If you know you give everything 100% in your line of work, or you done been out here in the world, you know what I'm saying? You know you give it 100%, you committed, you stay, and you always get the short end of the stick. You always the one getting fired and harassed and all that shit. Say, man, it's already been plotted out for you. And you can go to my video, The Workplace Pyramid, which breaks down how that operation take place. So again, let me say this one more time. The status of peasantry is all the Negro may hope for. And like I say, that really goes without explaining. You know what I'm saying? Another of the 15-point creed of white supremacy is let the lowest white man count for more than the highest Negro. Let me let that set in real quick. Now let me repeat that shit again. Let the lowest white man count for more than the highest Negro. Shit, that goes back to what I just said about the guy who just shot up 20-some people in Maine. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. That goes back no matter what. And I'm going to tell you something. Even in the workplace, if you've paid attention, I showed my brother this here a couple of years ago. We were working together. The first time in our adult lives at 40 that we ever actually worked in the same place before. And me and him started off, you know what I'm saying, doing the hardest job in the plant. And handled it well, of course. And we saw a crackhead, a meth head white woman come in. I'm talking about, you could tell she was out there bad with the meth. She would even tell you about it, you know, because the place we worked at was one of those second chance places. A lot of people that works there, they come fresh out of drug rehab programs and shit like that right there. And that's, you know, whatever. You know, I'm not saying that's a bad thing or nothing, but I'm talking about how the white supremacists roll. Let the lowest white man count for more than the highest Negro. It was a white woman come in, and I'm talking about surpassed everybody quickly. The people who don't work their ass off and all of that surpass everybody quickly. You understand what I'm saying? And this is 2023. This book was written in 1914. You understand me? By Thomas P. Bailey. Straight up. This shit is real, G. Know what I'm talking about? So let the lowest white man count for more than the highest Negro. Basically saying you could be a black man in Burger King, or you could be in high seat level in corporate America. The lowest white man mean more than you. Meaning to say you a black man, you a boule nigga, you a college fraternity nigga, you done hazed and all that shit, and then they don't let you be in a circle of corporate America making money. Matter of fact, let me put it this way. If anybody pays attention to entertainment, one time, I don't know if that video's still out. I'm pretty sure you can find it somewhere on YouTube. 50 Cent, the entertainer, biggest entertainer of our time right now, one of the biggest entertainers of our time right now, was in an airport and saw this little white boy, I think he was like a janitor or something like that. And as he was passing by, he put him on camera and was like, "Damn, man, you all right? You high or something? What kind of drugs are kids doing? What kind of drugs are these kids doing these days?" Like, it was a white boy. Do you know that 50 Cent had to write a personal letter to this boy's family and apologize? Let me say that again. 50 Cent had to write a letter to this white boy personally and apologize. When it's niggas who've been fans his whole career, support him his whole career, you see what I'm saying? I guarantee you he probably won't write you no goddamn letter. You see what I'm saying? And you've been buying this shit forever. This white boy probably don't even like him. But he had to apologize just for that. Now it's funny how they allow 50 Cent to diss other rappers, other black rappers. You see what I'm saying? And all that. And that's cool. But walk in the airport, see a random white guy and just ask him, is he okay? Just showing some concern for him. Saying, what kind of drugs are these kids taking these days? This nigga had to write a letter to the family. You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure. And apologize to that white boy's family for something like that. But I bet they won't make him apologize to Ja Rule family. You understand me? Shit. So, in Thomas P. Bailey's book in 1914, he wrote, let the lowest white man count for more than the highest Negro. I'm just giving you examples of how this book is playing out in 2023. Now, it's more I could deal with on this book. You know what I'm saying? It's more, but you got to get the book. I'm telling you, you got to read it. You got to figure out a way to get it and read it. And you got to really understand, man. Or I could just do other videos on this shit alone, on other ones alone. But anyway, which brings me to this lady, Amy Gallagher. You know what I'm saying? Now she's not from America. I don't think. I think she's from like London somewhere in Europe somewhere. Cause I tried the Wikipedia. They ain't even got no information on Wikipedia. They done scrubbed this woman's information out. You see, cause she's like a warrior for white supremacy. Now she's saying stand up to woke. Stand up to woke just basically means standing up, stopping niggas from learning how white supremacy works. Stopping niggas from teaching their children how white supremacy works so they won't figure out a way to replace white supremacy with a system of justice. That's what this Amy Gallagher lady is doing. And I would like to ask this Amy Gallagher lady, if I could sit down and have an intelligent conversation with her, I would like to ask her, have you ever read the book by Thomas P. Bailey, The 15-Point Creed of White Supremacists, the book titled Race Orthodox in the South, and how that book directly affects what's going on today? Miss Gallagher, I would like to ask you a question like that. You know, have you, on these talk shows I've seen you on in London, talking about, we don't live in a system of white supremacy, these black people are crazy. I'm not quoting you word for word, but this is basically what you're saying, that the woke people are crazy for thinking, this is a system of racism, white supremacy, because we understand when you deny white supremacy, it makes it stronger. And what is white supremacy? White supremacy is the domination of non-white people in all 9 areas of human activity: law, economics, labor, education, war, sex, politics. I could go on and on. And even in Thomas P. Bailey's book, he says the white race must dominate. So my question to you, Miss Gallagher, is, have you read this book? Would you be interested in reading it? No, I just got simple questions for you because, you want to say that you want to make it seem like that woke people or black people with knowledge of how things are working and why things always work against us. You want to make it seem like it's some kind of threat to your way of life. You understand what I'm saying? But here's the thing, Miss Gallagher. It's not just black people. Thomas P. Bailey in 1914 himself talks about being supreme over everybody else, dominating. So why not speak to the white supremacists? Why it's got to be a war against woke? Why you got to stand up to woke? Why not stand up to the white supremacists? See, a white person does not have to be synonymous with white supremacy. That's the thing you trying to make it seem like just because you white, you automatically a white supremacist. No. If you're white, we have to suspect that you may be a white supremacist because of all of the centuries and generations of being victims of white supremacy. And it's only logical that we do that. Straight up and down. It's only logical that a person or persons have to suspect that this white person may be a white supremacist trying to undermine them on the job, trying to undermine them in education, trying to undermine them in law, and all other 9 areas of human activity. We have to suspect that you might be a white supremacist. So stop trying to make it seem like that ignorant black people just walk around and say, just because you white, you're a white supremacist. Man, stop that, man. You got more intelligence than that, which makes me suspect that you may be a white supremacist. Suspect that you might be one. So I ask you, Miss Gallagher, why not get on one of those talk shows that you be on? You do a lot of work with the Tavistock Institute. I saw that. And then you had a situation with the NHS, the National Health System Service, one of them, something like that. I could be wrong on that, but if you Google her name, all of these things that come up, you can get the accurate information. Why not sit on one of those platforms that you go on, standing up against woke, and stand up against books like Race Orthodox in the South, written by Thomas P. Bailey in 1914, Miss Gallagher? How about you do that? And ask yourself, if you're really not a white supremacist, and there's really no society of white supremacy globally, not just in America, it's global. If none of that is true, how about you take a deep dive into this book right here, written by Thomas P. Bailey? That's why I put these pictures side by side, because it's crazy how it's like the devil in the Jesus role, like Satan and Jesus, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's Satan, I'm Jesus. You know what I mean? Type of, it's deep, but I ain't even got time to cover all that on this video. But again, my question goes to Miss Gallagher, like, why not hold this book up and say, hey, to my fellow white brethren out there, we need to stop living off books like these right here, because it makes the woke people think that we are white supremacists. It makes us suspect that we are white supremacists. Why not do something similar to that if you're standing up against woke? You understand what I'm saying? And that's my question to Miss Gallagher. Because what kind of fools would a group of people be after years and centuries and generations of oppression that's still going on in slick, shrewd ways? What kind of fools will we be to not suspect that a white person could be a white supremacist? We're not going to just look at a white person and say, you automatically a white supremacist. That's not even smart to do. But you have to suspect that they might be. See, just like you might suspect that I'm a Crip or a Blood because I'm wearing all red or all blue. Because Crip and Blood is synonymous with black men. You understand what I'm saying? The only difference is a Crip or a Blood don't have the power to fire you from a job. And that's out. And I'm out. Peace.